best of the Sri Lankan spinners, but hasn't really found too much off the surface on a regular basis. The odd ball has turned and bounced.
Pitch is not responding. A change of tactics. Plays short extra cover, short cover. Asking the batter Rizwan to drive the ball. And this move has a potential.
They kept mid-wicket open too. See, he has been landing it around that area, but normally on day 5 you will find deliveries bouncing off that place, turning off that area, but nothing's happening. Just look at the way he's pushing forward. And he's found nothing, no terrors in this surface. He's playing it with the full face of the bat. He's managed the bounce well. See, that's the worry, because we haven't seen many deliveries going past the outside edge or striking the pad. Nothing unusual happening. Turning out to be pretty predictable.
No need. Easy does it from here, Pakistan.
Impressed with Prabhat Jayasuriya, the way he has bowled into his 44th over, just 2 wickets, but he's bowled better than that. He's had a few close calls going against him. Oh! Now what happens? Very nearly a run out. Well, what was Rizwan? Was it Rizwan? In fact, it's Abdullah Shafiq. He thought that it bounced and beat the keeper. He was very nearly running. It's 273 for 3.
तुम्हारे कंधों पे
मतलब डैंड्रफ वापस? कल ही तो शैम्पू किया था।
तो शैम्पू से बोझ हटा दे।
डॉलन्स इन्वर्टर एसी के विंड ब्लास्ट फीचर से मिले 30% ज्यादा एयर फ्लो, जो करे कमरे के हर कोने को सेकंडों में एक जैसा ठंडा, क्योंकि डॉलन्स रिलायबल है।
Stacy girls, it's going down. Anyway, yeah, 네가 필요해. Yeah, 마치 퍼즐 같긴 해도 it's okay. 너를 떠올리는 향기는 so blue. Yeah, 너만이 알 수 있는 듯. No, no, yeah. 스윗한 네 attitude, 달콤한 얘기도 따사로운 햇빛도 가끔은 차가웠고 살고 너라고 있어도 I'm so close. 사랑이란 이름에 용기가 필요해. You say no, yeah, 넌 beautiful monster. 넌 날 아프게 하고 또 치료해. Yes I know, yeah, 넌 beautiful monster. Love is 단 한 번만이라도 please be a man. Yeah, 머릿속 하얘지려 해. Yeah, this is not a game, this is our show. 혼자 꾸는 행복한 이 꿈 복잡해, you better ready or not. 답답해 because you out of control, yeah. 스윗한 네 attitude, 달콤한 얘기도 따사로운 햇빛도 가끔은 차가웠고 살고 넌 알고 있어도 I'm so close. beautiful monster 넌 날 아프게 하고 또 치료해 Listen up yeah 넌 beautiful monster Love is ooh love is ooh
Well, Pakistan are into this habit of creating records. I know at Pallekele they got the best ever chase to win a game. But take a look at this delivery now. This has not been happening regularly for Sri Lanka's liking. Turn and look at the turn and bounce, and look at what Abdullah Shafiq is trying to do. He thought it's beaten everyone and had to dive back. It missed the stumps anyway, but had it hit, well, it would have been really bad luck for him.
Yeah, lucky escape.
Sri Lanka will need to find a wicket from somewhere. They need some luck here, Amir, because nothing seems to be going their way.
You know, at times you have to create your own luck. What we have witnessed here, Sri Lanka, short of ideas, they're so used to having pitch playing tricks for the oppositions. But here, the demand was they had to create something. But they fell short. All credit to the Pakistani batters. Imamul Haq. Abdullah, Rizwan, Babar Azam, all contributing. And that opening partnership made a huge difference. Set the tone of the game in Pakistan's favor. Working hard, inching close to a famous victory here, Pakistan.
Yeah, I think you can take nothing away from the way they batted. Under some pressure, you would normally come into a fourth innings of a test in Gaul, not sure of yourself, not knowing what to expect from the surface, but they have just completely buried the surface and played their game. Anjali Silva just continues to bowl that leg stump line, looking for some purchase just outside the off stump. But he can't afford that luxury anymore because now just 67 runs and all three reviews lost.
And what has worked in favor of Pakistan throughout this innings? There are plenty of dilated areas where they could just nudge the ball and score a single. Defensive approach from the captain, which has worked well for Pakistan. Now there is no need to have deep cover for an off spinner. Have him saving one. It has been good for Pakistan. 276 for 3.
हमारी अपनी बुटीक की लॉन्च है और डिजाइनर हेयर फॉल का शिकार मॉडल वाले बालों के लिए मॉडल वाले शैम्पू फॉर हेयर फॉल पैंटीन इज माय चॉइस।
इसमें है फर्मेंटेड राइस वाटर और प्रो विटामिन फॉर्मूला जो सिर्फ 14 दिन में हेयर फॉल कम करे।
डॉलन्स इन्वर्टर एसी के विंड ब्लास्ट फीचर से मिले 30% ज्यादा एयर फ्लो जो करे कमरे के हर कोने को सेकंडों में एक जैसा ठंडा, क्योंकि डॉलन्स रिलायबल है।
$66 runs now required. That's the match summary. Nothing in that first innings. We all felt that the third innings was critical. It was when Sri Lanka got those runs, 337. It looked a good score. That has to be. That was straightforward. No question about it. It stayed down. Now Rizwan's going to have a word.
He should take a review. Pakistan got 3. He has.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review for LBW. The original decision is out. I've checked the front foot, it's a fair delivery. Can we get a front on, please? Front on coming up now, Kumar. Okay, it's clearly missed the bat, so we can get a ball tracking when it's ready. Okay, we'll just confirm there's no bat, but it did clearly miss the bat. Thank you. So we'll get a ball tracking when it's ready, please, Aman. Ball tracking coming up shortly. Kumar. Ball tracking coming up. Impact in line. And hitting the wickets. Kumar, you'll be staying with your original decision of out. I'll let you know you are on screen now. Signal now.
Well, he's had a good morning, Kumar Dharmasena. His decisions have been good. Well, Rizwan has to take that long walk back. Pakistan loses their 4th wicket. He goes for 40. 276 for 4.
खुशबू को मिला हिफाजत का साथ, नया सेफगार्ड लैवेंडर, जर्म से महकती हिफाजत। सेफगार्ड।
आजकल की गर्मी में चाहिए ज्यादा ठंडक फौरी, इसलिए यूरोपियन टेक्नोलॉजी से बने डॉलन्स इन्वर्टर एसी के विंड ब्लास्ट फीचर से मिले 30% ज्यादा एयर फ्लो जो करे कमरे के हर कोने को सेकंडों में एक जैसा ठंडा, क्योंकि डॉलन्स रिलायबल है।
Salman Ali Agha. He's a new batsman. Right, he's a debutant here. Well, he's here because of this.
He would have dearly liked to stay till the end for Pakistan. What a significant contribution from Rizwan. And some joy for the Sri Lankans this morning. Batted well for his 40 runs. His approach was good. And for Salman Ali Agha, making his debut, he has to find a way to hang in there. He has to show good defensive technique. He has to assist Abdullah Shafiq, who's been batting beautifully. He'll have his tail up. Jai Surya, he's in a habit of picking up a young batsman who arrives at the crease with those arm deliveries. And Salman Ali Agha has to stay alert.
This is the opening Sri Lanka was looking for. Well, they've opened up one end. Can they slice through? That's the question. But just 66 runs is all what Pakistan needs. And that's not hugely frightening.
Earlier on, we saw the ball jumping and sailing over the stumps. That one kept low. And Agha has to be wary of the fact
it's been that man, Jayasuriya. He's been the go-to man for Sri Lanka. 20 wickets so far in his first 2 test matches. He's still got a bit to go in this test match. Oh, straight away. You were talking about those deliveries that comes in with the arm, and that was exactly that.
Lots of shoulder was involved in that delivery. Both fieldsmen in catching position. This is the moment where Sri Lanka needs to seize to be able to create chances for themselves to come back into the game. Pressure is already telling.
It looked an edge to me, honestly. It wasn't. So close to the bat. No, in fact, not. It was a mile away. But it was turn and bounce. Oh, well, I think my eyes are deceiving me. Looks for the sweep and he gets it fine. He gets off the mark. Oh, this is a good over. You could see energy. You could see a little bit of talking around the bat. Chirping by the Sri Lankan fielders. Dikwella now becoming a bit more vocal.
Well, it has been a good over. He has struck. But it has to be followed up by the other bowler. By bowling a maiden. And of a successful over from Jayasuriya, where he removed Rizwan. Pakistan 277 for 4.
तारीख का सबसे ताकतवर एरियल ब्लू फार्मूले के साथ तो बनाओ कॉलर्स पे दागों की दीवार, जमेगा धूल, मिट्टी और पसीना, तो हो जाए मुकाबला नए एरियल से जिसके नीले जर्रात कॉलर्स पे जमे दागों की हर दीवार गिराए और दे चमकदार सफाई।
डॉलन्स इन्वर्टर एसी के विंड ब्लास्ट फीचर से मिले 30% ज्यादा एयर फ्लो जो करे कमरे के हर कोने को सेकंडों में एक जैसा ठंडा, क्योंकि डॉलन्स रिलायबल है।
Right, Sri Lanka bringing back Ramesh Mendy straight away. Now it's very important that he lends support to Prabhat Jayasuriya. Now what I mean lending support is to keep things tight. Just don't let Salman Agha just get away. That's not a good start. Allows him to play that reverse sweep and he might in fact get a boundary. In fact, it is 4. So this is what you got to be careful about. This is what I was talking about.
The captain made the right call, but the bowler is not responding well to the captain's call. That was a long hop. Even though the batsman was premeditating a reverse sweep, that length made it much more easier for him to place the ball into the gap and picked up a boundary.
Way too short. Way too short for someone who's just trying to find his feet here. Good effort by Prabhat Jayasuriya, not just with the ball, but he's also got to do his bit with the fielding. Easy, too easy. Gets off strike. Sri Lanka would have preferred to bowl more to Salman Agha, but he's got off strike.
That's his job. Picked up a boundary. They maneuvered the length, placed the ball on the offside. and hands over the strike to his senior partner, Abdullah Shafiq.
I actually preferred to have Dhananjay De Silva at this end. Yes, Ramesh Mendis is the more recognized off-spinner, but Dhananjay De Silva brought in more control. He could have bowled more dot balls and just made sure that the batsman didn't get those easy runs. Yeah, Ramesh Mendis is an attacking option. He spins the ball far more. But he also has this tendency to go for a few by dragging the ball down. At the moment, the first 4 deliveries have been short. But this is not the type of follow-up over you'll expect at the other end after Jayasuriya got a wicket and created pressure.
All good for Pakistan.
They're not complaining. They're not complaining at all. But I'm just saying from a cricketing point of view, Amir, and that's what I want from you.
I'm with you. You know, the left-armer, Jayasuriya, has created so much pressure. But if as a batsman you know from the other side, every over you're going to get scoring opportunities. You don't have to take many risks. All you need to do is just wait for the bowler to provide you with that line and length where you could just maneuver the length. End of a good over for Pakistan. 284 for 4.
तुम्हारे कंधों पे
मतलब डैंड्रफ वापस कल ही तो शैम्पू किया था।
तो शैम्पू बदलो और ले आओ हेड एंड शोल्डर्स। इसका बाकायदा इस्तेमाल करें खुश्की के जर्म्स पर असर 100% तक। खुश्की मिटाए और लौटने से रोके। हेड एंड शोल्डर्स कंधे से बोझ हटा दे।
डॉलन्स इन्वर्टर एसी के विंड ब्लास्ट फीचर से मिले 30% ज्यादा एयर फ्लो जो करे कमरे के हर कोने को सेकंडों में एक जैसा ठंडा, क्योंकि डॉलन्स रिलायबल है।
Now that requirement is down to 58. That's not frightening at all. I'll tell you, this has been a special innings by Abdullah Shafiq. I'm impressed with that maturity he shows, the way he soaked in the pressure. That I think is the key when you're talking of a young batsman.
You know, as a batsman, you're in a very good position to deal with any situation if you have a good, solid defensive technique. And that's what he possesses. A solid defensive technique allows him to deal with any situation, any surface. Yes, he's been impressive. And his temperament, outstanding. He doesn't mind absorbing the pressure. He excels. But if you talk about Sri Lanka's perspective, all hopes are pinned on Jayasuriya. Special effort is required from them. Other bowlers been disappointing. And when you talk about batters, pairs complementing each other, Jayasuriya hasn't been complimented by any bowler. Well, the last throw of the dice for the Sri Lankan captain will be Kasun Rajapaksa. No harm in introducing him into the attack and see how he responds.
You're expecting Jayasuriya to win you games every day. It's not going to happen. I mean, that's why you got 11. That's why you got a bowling combination. It's about, as you said, it's about bowling in partnership, supporting each other. But that's something that we've found wanting from the other end. There have been times that they bowl well, but by and large, we've had some ordinary efforts as well. But take nothing away from this Pakistan effort. They're just 56 runs away from a historic victory. 286 for 4.
डॉलन्स इन्वर्टर एसी के विंड ब्लास्ट फीचर से मिले 30% ज्यादा एयर फ्लो जो करे कमरे के हर कोने को सेकंडों में एक जैसा ठंडा, क्योंकि डॉलन्स रिलायबल है।
तारीख का सबसे ताकतवर एरियल ब्लू फार्मूले के साथ तो बनाओ कॉलर्स पे दागों की दीवार, जमेगा धूल, मिट्टी और पसीना, तो हो जाए मुकाबला नए एरियल से,
जिसके नीले जर्रात कॉलर्स पे जमे दागों की हर दीवार गिराए और दे चमकदार सफाई।
286 for 4. Pakistan require 56 more runs. It's been a fabulous chase. Abdullah Shafiq still there. 131. Debutant Salman Ali Agha. He's off to a flyer. He's on 8 of 10. Less than half an hour to lunch. Well, time is not a concern. Pakistan would want to make sure that all the hard work done so far is not wasted here. Just don't want to be inviting any pressure. And Abdullah Shafiq to continue controlling this innings. He wants a couple. Won't get it. And a very good morning for Riz Maroof.
Morning to you, Russ. Morning to all our viewers. At the moment, these men quite stable. The relax means that the rain is far away, and looks like Sri Lanka, the wind too slightly drifting away, especially the way two batsmen are batting. Even Salman Aga, they started. Sri Lankan bowlers are tiring. They had back-to-back test matches, especially Ramesh Mendis has not been hitting his top form, I should say. The lengths have been quite short. But overall, I think full credit should go to Pakistan, the way they have batted.
No gloves, says Murray Erasmus. No reviews for Sri Lanka. I think Murray Erasmus has got that right. But that's where you need to stay as a bowler, in the rough all the time.
Yeah, I'm with you, Russell. It did look from the forearm, it did bounce too much, and safer option as well with extra cover and cow point. There's nobody safe single. Salman Naga on debut. The occasion to be playing at goal, important test match. Test match nicely poised. Down the leg side. To end the over. Pakistan 287 for 4.
एसी के विंड ब्लास्ट फीचर से मिले 30% ज्यादा एयर फ्लो जो करे कमरे के हर कोने को सेकंडों में एक जैसा ठंडा, क्योंकि डॉलन्स रिलायबल है।
हमारी अपनी बुटीक की लॉन्च है और डिजाइनर हेयर फॉल का शिकार। मॉडल वाले बालों के लिए मॉडल वाले शैम्पू। फॉर हेयर फॉल पैंटीन इज माय चॉइस।
इसमें है फर्मेंटेड राइस वाटर और प्रोविटामिन फॉर्मूला जो सिर्फ 14 दिन में हेयर फॉल कम करे।
Boundaries, workman-like innings so far for Pakistan.
Forty-seventh over for Prabhat Jayasuriya. Abdullah Shafiq. The way he's defended has been the base that set this chase. The chase has been set around it. Moment you're solid, you give a lot of pressure onto the bowlers who have to think what next. He was trapped in front in the first innings, and then in the second innings he's adjusted beautifully through that threat. Life has looked so much easier. You have to play shots, you have to show intent to dominate, but that base is built on defense.
Definitely a nicely composed innings, as well as Prabhat Jayasuriya. Just been told by a stats guru, this is 137th over. He's playing his second test match. Remember, Australia test match was over just more than a week ago. Made his debut. Since then he has bowled 137 overs. Generally in first class cricket, which he has played most of his life, I don't think he would have bowled this much. This is a test as well for Prabhat Jayasuriya. Physically, mentally, it's not going to be easy. So this is test cricket for you, especially playing in Galle. And the spinner was bowling really well. He's going to trust his abilities to see Sri Lanka through.
Yeah.
20 wickets in the 2 test matches. Wickets have come a lot easier in the previous innings that he's bowled.
Yeah, definitely bowled well. The physically part is what I'm trying to make that point. It's not been easy. First class cricket, I don't think you bowl this much of overs. And I don't in his life ever. Still fighting it for Sri Lanka. 54 needed to win Pakistan, 288 for 4.
आजकल की गर्मी में चाहिए ज्यादा ठंडक फौरी, इसलिए यूरोपियन टेक्नोलॉजी से बने डॉलन्स इन्वर्टर एसी के विंड ब्लास्ट फीचर से मिले 30% ज्यादा एयर फ्लो, जो करे कमरे के हर कोने को सेकंडों में एक जैसा ठंडा, क्योंकि डॉलन्स रिलायबल है.
Second test match, 20 wickets behind Ivani, came from Asia. The famous name, one name below, Ajantha Mendis. Remember against India, it was a home series. He completely bamboozled the Indian batting lineup then.
Great names in that list after the first 2 tests. Sydney Barnes, Edsa Bob Massey, Grimmett. Here's Ramesh Mendis. It's got a role to play. Still nothing different from Abdullah Shafiq, just the same mode that he's been maintaining right throughout this innings.
Shot again. Mendis into his 33rd over, 47 by Prabhat Jayasuriya. Rest of it, Rajitha with 9, Deekshana with 13, Dhananjay with 7. Options are quite less, especially with Deekshana. I think that's where skipper Dimut is missing his services. When I say services, the injury he's having in his finger, it's not allowing him to be himself. Sri Lanka is missing him a lot, especially down the ground. Came down the ground, but nicely bowled by Ramesh Mendis. Especially with the carom ball, would have been more effective in this pitch. One which is skidding on, as well as some straightening down the line for the right-hander.
Nicely bowled. Pakistan get closer and closer. And sometimes it's very strange when that finish line in sight, nerves begin to creep in, and that's where Abdullah Shafiq and the zone that he's maintaining is very crucial. The clouds that we were concerned about have now disappeared and the sun shining. Or rather broken through, and it's business as usual here in Galle.
And for Sri Lanka, it's still believe. I think that's the word. And that these kind of pitches, conditions, it's a matter of picking up one. Most likely you're going to get the second as well. much short, could be much more fuller, probably 6 inches up to the batsman. 290 for 4.
डॉलन्स इन्वर्टर एसी के विंड ब्लास्ट फीचर से मिले 30% ज्यादा एयर फ्लो जो करे कमरे के हर कोने को सेकंडों में एक जैसा ठंडा, क्योंकि डॉलन्स रिलायबल है।
तुम्हारे कंधों पे
मतलब डैंड्रफ वापस? कल ही तो शैम्पू किया था।
तो शैम्पू बदलो और ले आओ हेड एंड शोल्डर्स। इसका बाकायदा इस्तेमाल करें खुश्की के जर्म्स पर असर 100% तक, खुश्की मिटाए और लौटने से रोके। हेड एंड शोल्डर्स कंधे से बोझ हटा दे।
Fourth innings, the best. You won't believe it because we're playing in goal, but Pakistan are doing a wonderful job. Jayasuriya, well, if he happens to pick up a couple more, he'll be the first bowler in the 145 years of Test cricket to have 4 5-wicket hauls in his first 2 tests. Straight down she goes with that inside edge.
Sri Lankans will be certainly hoping Jayasuriya could do that. 12 wickets in the first test, 8 so far, 5 and 3. So talking about 137 overs. Never easy. Perfect probably in the last 10 days, 12 days. Tough work. 7 fast bowlers gives part a spinner. The workload goes from first class level to a test level. Takes some time to get adjust himself. Outside edge, very lucky there. Nicely bowled again by using the drift for some turn, middle of the pitch. Soft hands was the key.
The gully not there. The fielder went on to the leg side. They're bowling into that rough, slightly outside leg stump for Prabhat Jayasuriya. Now a gully in place for Abdullah Shafiq. This is what he's done really well. It hasn't bothered him at all. Talk about defense, just watch. Bat in front of the pad. So the ball, if it skids through, hits it. It doesn't go searching for the ball, and hence if it spins, it misses the edge. Then you forget about it. And continue. Shorter stride, that's what's helping him do that. If you lunge at it, your bat comes down at an angle and you miss that line of the ball. That's the adjustment he's made, and look at the results.
That too, playing down the line, not trying to chase it. Full of 1 to end the over. 291 for 4. Beautiful sights in goal. Still need 51 runs to win for Pakistan. For Sri Lanka, 6 wickets. At the moment, I think Pakistan are cruising well. Sri Lanka is hoping.
New Pampers Pants, their rash protection, क्योंकि इसमें है लोशन एलोवेरा के साथ और मैजिक जेल जो गीलेपन को रखे लॉक रात भर. New Pampers Pants, their rash protection all day and night.
डॉलन्स इन्वर्टर एसी के विंड ब्लास्ट फीचर से मिले 30% ज्यादा एयर फ्लो जो करे कमरे के हर कोने को सेकंडों में एक जैसा ठंडा, क्योंकि डॉलन्स रिलायबल है.
Pakistan recording a very famous win. As we're talking about goal and how hard it is to score as the game goes on. They made it look simple. Short spell for Ramesh Mendis, he's off. Karunaratne just didn't get the control he was hoping for, but economy rate a lot better from Dhananjay De Silva. So block it up and leave more runs for Jayasuriya to play with. In the last couple of years, on 7 occasions alone, teams have successfully chased targets of 250 plus.
This is the game changing for Rees. Fourth innings was very difficult. Yeah, they asked for it. They don't get it this time either.
They're putting more on hope. Slow, much slower by Dhananjay Silla compared to Ramesh Mendis. Inviting the batsman, not giving the pace what the batsmen are looking for. Taking the right option there, Salman Agha. Just that it's too slow. A little bit of feeling by Oshin the Fran, but forward short leg. I think it's a bit of both, Russell. The batsmen have been batting really well. A direct hit. Upstairs, Kumar Dharmasena.
TV umpire to director, we have an umpire referral for a run out. Can I see your best side on angle, please? That's clearly down, thank you. I've made my decision. My decision is not out.
Yeah, easy decision there. Third umpire. My point is that the game is changing. I think it's changing for the better. We've seen, especially with the New Zealand-England series recently, the way runs been scored down.
A couple of balls ago, spot on umpire Murray Rasmus. It's not easy. Keep saying that in these conditions, turning, bouncing, couple of noises all the time. Fielders loud.
Not single there. In this test match, I just feel Pakistan's have batted really well, especially Abdullah Shafiq, just 6th test match, still a youngster to test cricket. The way he has batted, the class of Babar Azam, how Mohammad Rizwan batted, I think that's where Pakistan have done really well. For Sri Lanka, with bowled in patches, consistency is lacking. Yes, the pitch has responded different. I just feel the consistency shown by the spinners, apart from Prabhat Jayasuriya has bowled magnificently well, the rest of them I found wanted. That's why this game is heading towards a ground record, which has never happened in Galle before.
Down to 50. Well, West Indies chased down 395 against Bangladesh. That was in Chattogram in 2021. Now that's also spinning conditions. England 378. The list goes on. 292 for 4.
इसके सामने सर कैसे खो जाऊं? वो देखो
क्या था वहाँ? इस शर्मिंदा कर देने वाली खारिश की वजह हो सकती है डैंड्रफ। नया हेड एंड शोल्डर्स नीम के साथ आया। हेड एंड शोल्डर्स नीम, ये डैंड्रफ से लड़े और सर की खारिश कम करे, कंधे से बोझ हटा दे।
डॉलन्स इन्वर्टर एसी के विंड ब्लास्ट फीचर से मिले 30% ज्यादा एयर फ्लो, जो करे कमरे के हर कोने को सेकंडों में एक जैसा ठंडा, क्योंकि डॉलन्स रिलायबल है।
Surya and Ramesh Mendis doing the bulk of the bowling for Sri Lanka.
Abdullah Shafiq. What a star. Only his 6th test match. Good early call. Now below 50. The last test Pakistan played in Sri Lanka, they chased down 377. They're making a habit of it.
Last time I scored to be chased and was done. New Zealand 268 for 4. Highest 4th even score scored by Pakistan was 300. Pakistan lost by 209 runs, but still on the 4th innings they scored 300. That's even that record is going to be broken in this particular venue. That's how well Pakistan has batted.
Yeah, I mentioned the last time Pakistan played a test match, they chased 377. Well, that's the last time any team winning or losing courses has scored 300 against Sri Lanka in the 4th innings. Now you don't mind that. He's looking to play against the turn. Successful chases here. In goal. 2019, Sri Lanka's chased 268. Usually you don't get high scores to chase here. But the game moves fast. Lots of teams tend to fall behind in the second and third day and unable to get into this position. Pakistan in this position mainly due to that 10th wicket partnership between Babar Azam and Naseem Shah. The value of that 70-run partnership, Azhar Ali in his interview this morning also did say that gave us the belief that we can fight back, even though 342 was a high score. Those are the little things that make a big difference. 294 for 4.
हमारी अपनी बुटीक की लॉन्च है और डिजाइनर हेयर फॉल का शिकार मॉडल वाले बालों के लिए मॉडल वाले शैम्पू फॉर हेयर फॉल पैंटीन इज माय चॉइस
इसमें है फर्मेंटेड राइस वाटर और प्रोविटामिन फॉर्मूला जो सिर्फ 14 दिन में हेयर फॉल कम करे।
खुशबू को मिला हिफाजत का साथ, नया सेफगार्ड लैवेंडर, जर्म से महकती हिफाजत। सेफगार्ड।
Three days in between and we'll be back here for the second test. Fourth test match. This venue in 4 days. And with test matches like this which go down to the wire, go deep, test you in different ways, why not? Yes, it turns and bounces. That doesn't mean the pitches are bad. It's different challenges. It wears you down, it drains you. Pakistan showing that they got enough energy to push through.
Now it's for Gaul. I think 3 weeks, 3 test matches, 2 against Australia and this. It's 3 different pitches. First we saw it was turning from the first ball itself. I think the second test pitch was a brilliant pitch. Down the ground. Oh, half a chance there, I would say. Hit quite hard. Back at Dhananjay De Silva. Trying to go over the top of probably the bowler itself. These are the chances Sri Lanka needs to hold on to. Half chances. Can't be letting it go. That too of Abdullah Shafiq. Yeah, I would say probably half a chance before Dhananjay De Silva reacted. It had reached him already.
He hit it hard. It was on the way up, but those are the ones that make a difference. Seven minutes to lunch here on the 5th day. 2 strips to the offside of Abdullah Shafiq. That's the pitch that's being prepared for the second test match.
It'll be a different challenge in that one because the preparation time, pitch which is going to be played for the 4th test, will be numbered, especially with last moment, probably 4 days ago, was announced this second test will be moved from Colombo. So the groundsman wouldn't have time what they had before prepare the pitches. 113 gone, 297 for 4.
इसके सामने सर कैसे खो जाऊं? वो देखो
क्या था वहाँ? इस शर्मिंदा कर देने वाली खारिश की वजह हो सकती है डैंड्रफ। नया हेड एंड शोल्डर्स नीम के साथ आया। हेड एंड शोल्डर्स नीम, ये डैंड्रफ से लड़े और सर की खारिश कम करे, कंधे से बोझ हटा दे।
डॉलन्स इन्वर्टर एसी के विंड ब्लास्ट फीचर से मिले 30% ज्यादा एयर फ्लो जो करे कमरे के हर कोने को सेकंडों में एक जैसा ठंडा, क्योंकि डॉलन्स रिलायबल है।
Shafiq, 362 deliveries, shown a lot of good temperament as well as technique to survive. Score he has done.
362 balls. Now you look at the run rate that Pakistan have scored, it's 2.63. They've not come out and just played shots. They've worked their way into this position. That's the beauty of this chase. You work hard. You're not playing your shots and hoping for the best. Hence, it's a tremendous effort. Change of angle for Prabhat Jayasuriya around the wicket. We've seen the ball spin sharply from the rough there, so different game plan. The field changes, obviously. Over the wicket. Jayasuriya, he picked up the prize wicket of Babar Azam late yesterday. That was, of course, from the other end. Enough rough available on either side for you to work with. Deep square leg, just the 5 meters in from the boundary line.
And also silly mid-on going towards the leg gully area. That's especially because for the paddle sweep. Bowling over the wicket into the rough, left arm spinner to a right hand. See much popping up into the leg side. But this is a good captaincy by Karunaratne. Playing the mind games against the batsman, getting the forward short leg fielder towards leg gully, stopping him by playing that paddle sweep, which has brought a lot of runs. And also in this session, just more than 28 overs, 76 runs. That's more than 3 runs per over. That's how good Pakistan have batted. They kept busy, rotating the singles, rotating the strike, keeping things busy and moving on.
They asked for it. Yes, given. That's the 5th. Salman Ali Agha. He walks to his partner. Now they got 2 reviews. But I thought I did hear something on the stump mic. Review taken.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review for caught behind. The original decision is out. I've checked the front foot, it's a fair delivery. Can I see front on, please? Thank you, front on coming up. Thank you, it's gone close to the bat, so can we check ultra edge, please? Ultra edge coming up, Kumar. And there is a clear spike as it's going past the bat. And the ball is on the bat. So we'll be coming back to you to stay with your original decision. Kumar, you're on screen now, signal now.
Yeah, review lost. Sri Lanka strike on the stroke of lunch. Prabhat Jayasuriya has picked up another. Change of angle. Salman Ali Agha goes for 12. Pakistan are 298 for 5. Still needing 44 runs. With the fall of that wicket, Abdullah Shafiq. Superb knock of 139, stays not out. This is that delivery over the wicket. You keep trying things, you look for options, and something gives.
A change of angle doing the job for Sri Lanka. Good decision by Kumar Dharmasena. Yes, we heard something, earpiece, it was tough work, but Salman Ali Agha, usually the batsman, knows when he hits or not, but when he has spoken to the run striker, there's a doubt. Most of the time, there was an edge. Sri Lanka has done decently well, picking up a couple of wickets. Game is still not finished. 44 runs to be made, 5 wickets to be taken.
आजकल की गर्मी में चाहिए ज्यादा ठंडक फौरी, इसलिए यूरोपियन टेक्नोलॉजी से बने डॉलन्स इन्वर्टर एसी के विंड ब्लास्ट फीचर से मिले 30% ज्यादा एयर फ्लो, जो करे कमरे के हर कोने को सेकंडों में एक जैसा ठंडा, क्योंकि डॉलन्स रिलायबल है।
तारीख का सबसे ताकतवर एरियल ब्लू फॉर्मूले के साथ तो बनाओ कॉलर्स पे दागों की दीवार, जमेगा धूल, मिट्टी और पसीना, तो हो जाए मुकाबला नए एरियल से,
जिसके नीले जर्रात कॉलर्स पे जमे दागों की हर दीवार गिराए और दे चमकदार सफाई।
120 required. They were lucky. The ball bouncing over. That was in the very first over. Then the runs from the other end were leaking all the time.
It's nice to bowl this one. Look at the The field of Prabhat Jayasuriya, that just clipping, missing top of the off stump. Rizwan got some beautiful deliveries. Again, Kumar Dharamsana unmoved. In plenty of that right throughout this innings. When there's occasion, we put away, especially through the offside against an off spinner, especially Rizwan. That was a bad delivery by Mahesh Deekshana, full asking for trouble. Got these as well. Dhananjay De Silva, for a second thought, he had a chance. And Directive would have definitely had a centurion. This was nicely bowled. But Jayasuriya, the length was good. Just kept a bit low. Hitting settled Rizwan. Some adventurous strokes as well. It's a cotton ball chance of Dhananjay De Silva, which was missed. Probably half a chance. And then this, just before lunch. Change of angle, did work. Big wicket for Prabhat Jayasuriya.
Well, this game still not over. Pakistan needing 44 runs. They are 298 for 5. With Abdullah Shafiq still there. The battle between Abdullah Shafiq and Jayasuriya continues. 5 wickets in hand.
Are you ready for the next 11 superstars of Pakistan cricket? Pakistan Junior League begins October 2022.
Game on hai.
It's time for us to sit back and applaud. Those moments, those memories, those goals.
Game on hai.
This is Chris, our content recommending intelligence system. He's practically human.
What does it mean to be human?
We need Chris to truly learn how to be human. So we enlisted the help of our most dedicated DSTV viewers.
This is human, Chris.
He needs to know what we crave. Soon, Chris will know exactly why we watch what we watch. Until then, he'll keep recommending shows with heart. Press the blue button on your DSTV remote to see what Chris recommends for you.
Welcome to day number 5 of this first test match between Sri Lanka and Pakistan, and what a test match it's been. It certainly has ebbed and flowed, and each team has had their chance to take this match by the scruff of its neck. And at the moment, again, Pakistan in the slight ascendancy, just requiring 120 to win, but records are here to be broken, and there's one in front of them. 342 is the required score they need to win this test match. They have 7 wickets in hand.
Oh, he starts off very well. Beating the batsman on the forward defensive stroke. Yeah, he has to siphon his strength, the left armour, if he has to do something special for Sri Lanka in this test match. Oh, what a delivery. How did this miss the off stump? Too much bounce.
Missed absolutely everything. That's the one that goes straight on. He has trapped a few of the Pakistan batsmen LBW with that one that goes straight on.
Oh yes, here my papa. Come on boys, send the boys.
Oh, he has impressed many. Abdullah Shafiq. Look at that delivery. Explosion on the surface. Bounce, 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 precariously close to that bail. Here you go. He's going to take risks. And he prevailed on that occasion. That was a quality hit from Mohammad Rizwan.
Great shot. Early on in the day. Searching for that rough, but just over pitching. Rizwan is all over this. Great weight. He gets his weight right over the ball. Is that out or is there a little inside edge? And he's saying, I think Kumar Dharmasena indicated that was a little bit high, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go upstairs here. There'll be a discussion, that's for sure.
Yeah, they need to be absolutely sure. That's why captain conferring with the wicketkeeper should be. And it's been taken.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review for LBW. The original decision is not out. I've checked the front foot, it's a fair delivery. Can we go to front on, please? Front on coming up now, Kumar. Well, it appears there's no bat there. We'll confirm that with ultra edge, please. Ball coming past the bat, it's a flat line. Flat line, thank you, all the way through to the pad, thank you. So we can go through to ball tracking when it's ready. Ball tracking coming up now, Kumar. Impact is in line and missing the wickets. You'll be staying with your original decision of not out. You're on screen now, Kumar, signal now.
Wow, this is heart in the mouth stuff. It really is. That is so tight. So Sri Lanka lose a review. They've got just one remaining, and we've seen how costly that can be here in Galle. There's an appeal. There's an appeal. And umpire Maria Erasmus has said not out.
Yeah, there were two noises, that's for sure, but the case was bat hitting the pad. Still thinking. It's over. 242 for 3.
At 302 in Sharjah, where Pakistan chased that down. Azhar Ali got 100 there. He had 2 sessions to chase that 302 down. That was an incredible run chase from Pakistan. But what we will notice on the right-hand side of the screen there is the venue. Not one of them, say Gaul.
It is a Sharjah-like pitch. It hasn't misbehaved that much from day 3 onwards, and that's what happened. Last delivery, ball hitting the thigh pad, looped in the air.
Oh my goodness, what a delivery that is. Massive appeal again. Massive appeal, and turned down by umpire Damasina. More thought to be given. Will they go upstairs this time? They do. Here's a moment. Here's a big moment.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review for caught behind. The original decision is not out. I've checked the front foot. It's a fair delivery. Can we go to front on, please? Thank you. Front on coming up. Okay, it's gone very close to the bat there. Can we have a look at ultra edge, please? Yep, just building ultra edge, Kumar. Ultra edge coming up now. Flat line as it's going past the bat. And it appears it may have clipped something out of his back leg or something. There's a little rumble, but it's a flat line. Just go back and forth again there, just confirming that there's no bat involved, please, Haman. Yep, clear flat line as it goes past the bat. Just double checking it's just double checking it's clipping his back leg there. Keep going, please. No, there's a flat line as it goes past his back leg, so it's not actually hit anything at all. So we'll just go back to Kumar on screen, on field. Kumar, stay with your original decision of not out. You're on screen now, signal now.
This is a big decision. This is a big decision because Sri Lanka now have no more reviews remaining. They're all out.
But he has helped himself once again. An amazing stroke under pressure, making sure that he gets to the pitch of the ball and then thump the ball into the gap for 4 runs. Quality.
It's almost hit with like a topspin tennis shot. He gets over the ball and then hits the ball on its head. Just rolls his wrists over the top of it. That's a wonderful shot.
It's a bit of a freebie, but he hasn't cashed in here. Shafiq, he's found out Angelo Matthews, who's just patrolling out in the deep.
Oh, mind you, yesterday he struggled with his spinning finger, Mahesh Deekshana. This is a harder ball. The seam will be pronounced. It will be tougher for him to grip. The wrong time for Sri Lanka. He also can't use tape. It's his bowling arm and bowling hand.
A full toss. He really is struggling here. I think you might get your wish, as it were. Russell Anderson's gone for 4. Oh dear, Dinesh Chandimal. What has gone on there? Yeah, Dhananjay, I think you're right. He could be back into the thick of things. Just a freebie.
I think they want to beat the rain. Clumsy all round Sri Lanka. just not what you can afford when the game's getting tighter. Basically, when the opposition are getting ahead of you.
More runs. A couple here. Just want to see the signal from Damasina. In. Just that line, isn't it? Just a little bit off against Rizwan, who's such a good sweeper. Saying bottom edge.
I'll give all credit to the Pakistan pair of batsmen, particularly this man, Abdullah Shafiq. What an innings he's played. Just 6 fours and 1 6. 327 balls, taken his time. And just, he's battered out of his skin. Great intent shown.
I think the captain hasn't reacted well the way Abdullah Shafiq has batted. This has been productive area where he has scored heavily, and at no stage he looked to plug that gap. It's been happy scoring singles in that particular area. And he's been allowed to stay comfortable. Tactically, has been found one. Oh, took a bit of risk, but managed to get back on the ball. No need. Easy does it for her, from here to Pakistan.
Impressed with Prabhat Jayasuriya, the way he has bowled into his 44th over, just 2 wickets, but he's bowled better than that. He's had a few close calls going against him. Oh! Now what happens? Very nearly a run out. Well, what was Rizwan? Was it Rizwan? In fact, it's Abdullah Shafiq. He thought that it bounced and beat the keeper. He was very nearly running. It's 273 for 3.
This week on The Top Runner, after his thrilling second-place finish at the Total Sports Two Oceans Marathon on debut, we catch up with the man himself, Nkosikhona Mhlakwana.
Ngifikelwa inyembezi manje because ngimengibuka imuva la khona ngiqhamuka khona, just can't believe ukuthi andena ngempela I've done that.
That's The Top Runner, Mondays at 6 p.m. only on SuperSport.
It's a feeling you can't explain. It's traveling to faraway places. An explosion of your senses. And venturing into the unknown. It's feeling alive. Feeling lost. It's heartbreak. And it's hope. It's facing your fears. It's uncertainty, spontaneity, and just